I want to talk about who's the best players on the team. Best on offense, best on defense. We know Deebo's the best on offense. So let's take him out because it's so obvious. And he's sort of may not even be there. So who is their best player on offense and make a case for it? And who is their best player on defense?
Okay. Their best player on offense is Trent Williams, the left tackle.
I agree.
Trent Williams, even though he's in his mid-30s, he's the best. He's better than Joe Staley. I watched Joe Staley most of his career. Joe Staley was great. This guy's greater. He's quicker on his feet. He's stronger. He's just better at everything than Joe Staley, who was excellent at everything. So Trent Williams, and it's probably not even close. He actually might even be a better player than Deebo Samuel.
Whoa, he's that good.
It's just you don't make the same kind of impact on the offensive line as you do at wide. He doesn't score touchdowns, but he's great at his job.
Okay.
And it kind of gets overshadowed sometimes because the rest of the offensive linemen aren't that great, but he does his one job. And an offensive line is judged as a collective group, not as one guy, but he does his job better than anyone.
Iggy, have you interviewed him much?
Not one-on-one because since he's been on the team, we've been out of the locker room, but anytime they bring him out, he's great. We just gave him the Niver Award last year. He split it with Jimmy Garoppolo.
The award is
the Gary Niver Award is something the beat writers vote on every year. The player on the team who's the most generous with his time with the media, and Joe Staley's won that award. It's named after a former beat writer who passed away.
He was a friend of mine, Gary Niver. He wrote for the San Mateo Times.
Yes,
lovely man.
Last year, Trent Williams and Jimmy Garoppolo split it. They split the award.
And my impression of Trent Williams is he's very thoughtful.
Extremely thoughtful.
And very bright.
Yes. He's a lot like Ahmad Brooks is how I describe him when he talks. Just really thoughtful, bright, calm, thinking about it like you are, almost an outsider.
And I.e. also
Ahmad Brooks was our ace up our sleeves. People don't know about Ahmad Brooks, but he was always the guy we went to.
Right. And he had fun with us.
Oh God. Yes. We would look forward to each, I would hope after games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ahmad. Anyway, Trent Williams.
I don't want to talk to the media. And then he was like,
what about us? What are you talking about? We talk every week. So
okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to stick with the offense.
Yeah.
We've done Trent Williams, and I'd say it's actually obvious.
Right.
Next best player after him on offense.
All right. That's a good question. All right. I'm going to go with not George Kittle.
I would agree. Not George Kittle.
I'm going to say Brandon Iuke. I think Brandon Iuke is really good. He was just a really bad fit with Jimmy Garoppolo because Jimmy doesn't look sort of at that part of the field outside the numbers and deep. I think Lance and Iuke are going to have a big-time connection, and he's going to have a much better year than George Kittle. Iuke.
I feel Kittle is beginning to decline.
Yeah, and I think Iuke's ascending. This is going to be his best year, I think. All right, so we got to go defense now.
Defense. Okay, who's the best player on defense?
The best player on defense is Nick Bosa.
That's what I was going to say. Nick Bosa. Flat out, Nick Bosa.
Flat out. So, and I'll say why he's so good. I didn't like him when he came out of college. I was like, I don't know. He's had some big injuries in college. He's got really short arms. I think he's just famous because his brother is really good and his dad was a first-round pick. What I didn't realize about Nick Bosa is he is like the strongest defensive end in the league. He is so freaking strong. And he's got kind of short arms, but he's like Mike Tyson. And he just gets inside people and gets underneath them and just forklifts them off the ground. He just throws 330-pound grown men. So, yeah, he's really freaking good against the run, pass, everything.
Would you say he is a major talent in the league?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the 5 best defensive ends in the league, one of the 30, 40 best players in the league.
That's what I feel.
But here's the rub. So we're talking, so without Deebo, who are the best players in the league? Iuke, Trent Williams,
best
Bosa,
players on the team.
On the Niners. Week 17, the Niners didn't have Trent Williams against the Rams, who won the Super Bowl, beat him. The next week against the Cowboys, the Niners went up against they lost both in the first half, didn't have them in the second half, beat the Cowboys. So as great as those two players are, I don't think they make the impact that Deebo makes. I don't think the Niners win either of those two games without Deebo. That's kind of interesting to me.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Talk a little about Bosa. What is his personality?
His personality is a little like Jeff Spicoli. Very talk very slowly, very live and let live. Hey, how's it going? Hey, he's such a violent player. But then he comes to the podium and he says, "Hey guys, yeah, I think we worked pretty hard out there. We think we're doing pretty good." So he whispers almost. I think it's pretty funny. I can do an impression of him. I think I can do an impression better than I can describe him.
Do it.
Well, I got chipped a little bit out there, but most of all, we're pretty pleased with the effort we did out there. Pretty pleased. Like, really? That's how you talk? I don't know. Kind of funny.
You find this a lot with football players, especially defensive players.
Yeah.
They're two personalities.
Yes.
And when they get on the field, they hit a switch.
Yes.
Ronnie Lott was like that.
Yeah.
And they're really, really violent players.
Yes.
But when they come off, they have to get back into real life. They can't be hitting people.
No.
And they have this other personality. You see it a lot with cornerbacks where they're quite likable.
Yes.
Very verbal and really nice. He
kind of comes across as Ferdinand the Bull, Nick Bosa, when he's talking there. It's like, I'm supposed to hit the quarterback. I hit him a few times. They pay me millions of dollars. It's fun, It's like,
okay, he's the best player on defense. Who's number 2?
Wow, that's a tough one. People used to think it was Fred Warner.
Yeah.
He was really good, but last year he wasn't that great. He got paid and he had a decent year. I'm going to say Jimmy Ward, and not just because he was on my channel one time. Jimmy Ward doesn't get any credit. The Niners don't really promote him very much, but he shuts down every tight end he faces man-to-man. Anytime the Niners go up against a team that has a good tight end, he's not going to have a good game because Jimmy Ward just erases him. So he doesn't have big numbers, but neither does the tight end he's facing that week. Jimmy Ward is the second best player on the defense.
I love that call. Is it possible that Warner also, he's had so many concussive plays? I don't mean his head, his whole body. Do you think he may be wearing down a little bit?
The way I read it was actually he used to be really, really good in coverage. He would break up passes, intercept passes. He was kind of lost in coverage this year. And I wondered if that's the Robert Saleh effect. Like on defense too, the coordinator can talk to the middle linebacker. And maybe Robert Saleh saying, expect this is going to happen, expect this. Maybe he didn't have that voice in his ear anymore. Maybe I don't know. I wonder.
That's a very interesting hypothesis and something I never thought of.
Yeah, I wonder. So we'll see if Fred Warner can bounce back.
Yeah. We would have to say that Saleh is brilliant, right?
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yes, there's no question. Yes.
Yeah.
And again, I learned it when I interviewed him off the record about the Super Bowl between the Rams and Patriots. He didn't want to go on the record, but he wanted to be candid. And he actually explained how the entire game was going to unfold. Everyone was expecting a high-scoring game, and he's like, no. Neither offense is going to work. This is what Bill Belichick's going to do, and then this is what Wade Phillips is going to do. And I was like, wow, Robert Saleh really putting himself out there. I can see why he doesn't want to put his name behind this because this is crazy. And then the game happened. I was like, whoa. I've never actually heard someone actually lay out how a football game's going to You can do that with boxing matches. And that's rare. But I've never seen someone actually do it with a football game. There's so many variables, Dad.
Right. I have to say how impressed I am with Saleh, and also how nice he is to you.
Yeah.
I mean, every once in a while he'll still text you, right?
Yeah. He actually checks in on me every couple of months. He's a great friend. I really, really like that guy. He's a stand-up guy. It's not fake. If it were fake, I would have figured it out by now. He's a really genuine stand-up guy.
He wouldn't have to reach out to you.
Yeah, I can't do anything for him anymore, and he'll still reach out to me. How's it going? He called me a week after my mom passed away. Solid did.
He called you.
He called me. He did.
And also the 49ers public relations sent a beautiful flowers to my house.
He did. They did. Nice. Yep. I'll always remember that.